See if you can spot how many count how many red flags you can when I'm reading this. It says New Testament Trinity. There's a problem right there, but okay. I've heard you say in videos before that it was wrong to depict the Father as an old man with a white beard. From what I gather, it must be wrong to depict the Father in general. Correct. I found in my parish there's an icon on the iconostasis of a New Testament Trinity. It shows Christ to the left, the Father sitting beside him on the right, and the Holy Spirit between them, depicted as a dove. I've heard it explained that the depiction of the Father is actually an aged version of Christ, but just doesn't seem to settle with me. I'm not sure what I should think of this. That feeling that you have where it's unsettling, that's your baptism in the Eucharist crying out to you. That's every bit of the Holy Spirit inside you shrieking with horror. It's a good thing that you felt that. Now, I don't like when people say the Old Testament Trinity, because Rublev's three angels is not the Trinity. So it's a foreshadowing for it, or it's an allusion to it, but it is not the Trinity. That's why I don't say Rublev's Trinity, I say Rublev's Hospitality of Abraham. As for depictions of the Father, they are outright banned. There is no time ever when it is acceptable. In fact, it is actually your duty to destroy that. Now, I'm not saying you should do that or, destroy. I'm not going to use the word private property, because no icon is, and nothing in the Orthodox Church is a private property. That is ours. We own that. Now, I'm not telling you to destroy that. Not at all. The fact that somebody tried to explain it as an aged version of Christ, this is now counting another few heresies on top of that one. The Father is not the Son. Not to mention that the Father is to the right of Christ. That's not allowed. The Father, there is no image allowed of the Father. This is not acceptable. That is not an image of the Trinity. There is no image of the Trinity, but that is not even an image of Christ anymore. Unless you saw the image of Christ out. It's probably not done according to the canons either. They probably look as if they're paintings from the Renaissance. But unacceptable. And maybe it was gotten from monastery icons, but you said it's part of the iconostasis. Every week, go to the priest, or every time you go to the parish, and talk to him about that. Bring up the canons. Write to your bishop. Write to other bishops. Write to your patriarchate. There are responsibilities that we have, and we cannot tolerate that, ever. Now, are we breaking civil law of the United States or of Canada to destroy an image like that? I don't know, and I'm not telling anybody to break any laws, and people should not break laws in destruction of private property. But I would say that I don't believe icons are private property. That's why I give them away, sometimes very sadly. I will, give them to other people, even ones that were given to me. And especially ones that were given to me, because there is humanity in that. There's, this person had it, and this family had it, and this family had it. Now I have it. Am I going to greedily hold on to it? No, I give it. And it's all those people. There's a certain apostolic succession in there, or apostolic something. I don't want to put a definite term on it. And it's not anything of me or anybody, but it's the fact that look how many families, how many prayers were said before this. This is something that connects you, and even thinking about it connects you, and so does the image. I would say that, personally, I would say I could never, that even practicing the liturgy in front of that is blasphemy, that actually severing and would cause one to not only be unfit to take the Eucharist, but I mean, it's a heresy. I mean, it would cause schismatic. I would say that to use that in any way is schismatic and heretical. I mean, if we put the statue of the Buddha on the altar, if we put Krishna on the iconostasis, people would be outraged at that, but yet something far worse than that, making an image of the Father. Why not Molech? It would be less offensive to have Molech, Krishna, Buddha, Astaroth, Baal, Dagon than that. There is no such thing as an icon of the Trinity, because to make an icon of the Trinity would be to violate the Seventh Ecumenical Council. It is unacceptable. There is no image of the Father. There is only idols, and that is an image of Satan. That's the demiurge. That's far worse than a pagan idol. And this is not me. I mean, I'm not like screaming about this. This is just the cold, hard fact of what it is to be Orthodox. We can't tolerate that. I mean, I could look at an idol of Krishna and say, oh, that's actually have artistic beauty in it. An image of the Father, that's not allowed. That is the worst. I mean, that the first commandment that this is now severing from monotheism, absolutely, and from Christ and from grace. Really, as you've changed your religion. I'm not saying you have, not you, but whoever wrote that icon, and the fact that the priest allows that hell icon, that wicked thing, to exist inside an Orthodox church. This is not me even being overly rhetorical or anything. This is just, I'm trying to say it in the most calm, sober manner. But this is what it is to be Orthodox. We cannot bow to that. I would implore you to find a new parish. Talk to a bishop about this. It's unacceptable. And if a bishop denies the Seventh Ecumenical Council, he's not a bishop. The bishops can't change things. They're servants of the creeds. They're servants of the church. They're not the destroyers and builders up of the church. They're only there to hold it. They're overseer, not creator. And if one goes against the Nicene Creed, Council of Chalcedon, Council of Constantinople, Council of Second Nicaea, they are no longer a bishop. Again, look what happened to the Council of Florence. They're not allowed. So that's not an icon, and would encourage you to find a new parish.